So I'm going to just pick a bunch of numbers. So X, Y, oh, no, not X and Y. R, theta, we're actually plugging in thetas to get R though, right? Oh, look, I can't draw straight lines again. It's okay. Okay, so let's start at 0. So 2 times 0 is 0, and the cosine of 0 is 1, and 1 times 3 is 3. Okay, then we're going to do 30, sure, but then we'll have a decimal. Oh, actually, that will work nicely because 2 times 30 is 60, and the cosine of 60 is 1/2, and so that gives us 1.5, half of 3. So then if we do 45, now we're going to have to calculate a decimal. I don't know how many points we want to throw in here. Maybe we just want to skip to 30. I don't know how close. When it has a 2 in there like that, doesn't that mean that this is a flowery one? I don't remember. Okay, so 45 is cosine 90. Oh yeah, which is 1. And 1 times. So that actually took us back. All right, so I'm going to start at angle 0, radius 3, which is right here. And then at pi 6, we have radius 1.5. And then at pi 4, we have radius 3 again. I'm just going to keep going. This just goes to show how much I don't have memorized. Like after I teach it to you guys, it goes in and out. Okay, cosine of 60 times 2 is 120. And then we multiply that times 3, and we get negative 1.5. Negative 1.5. So 60 is here, but negative 1.5 is this direction. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, then I'm going to plug in 90, which means I'm doing the cosine of 180. And the cosine of 180 is negative 1. So negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. So for 90 degrees, we go backwards 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to plug in 120, which means I'm doing the cosine of 240. And then I multiply that by 3, which gives me negative 1.5. So for 120, which is here, I'm going to go backwards 1.5, which is here. Anyway, we keep plugging in points. And was this one really in the right place? 45. Cosine of 90 is 0. No one corrected me. I did that wrong because I did it in my head. 45 times 2 is 90, and the cosine of 90 is 0, which means 3 times 0 is 0. And that makes a lot more sense than that point right there. When I plotted that point, I thought, that doesn't make sense. Because what it does is it's going back to 0, right? So basically, what's happening is a 4-petaled flower called a rose, is what we officially call this. And it starts at 3 and goes into back and it goes into the middle, and then it makes this petal. And then it would make this petal. And then it would make this petal. But you should keep going with points, and then it's going to end the petal right there. If we go clear to 360, we should end up getting all these values. But you can see that they just keep repeating in this fashion to make this flower, 4-petaled flower shape.